We're sitting next to them?
Yeah. My question is, why are they growing plants that produce cyanide in Berkeley if they're not intent on killing us all?
Okay, so you're going to tell me again that you're not personally attached to this campaign? You're already on, dude. You're not personally attached to this campaign?
What do you think that you're...
This is going up on Facebook. That's all.
It's going to have any effect on history?
I think that it's going to have an effect on people that look at Facebook and now your crotch, if that's what you're going to do.
You mean people that are...
I mean political people that are involved in Berkeley and Oakland area and beyond, because I'm involved. I'm involved, and I'm passionate about this. As she said that she wasn't, and you're trying to hide your face, but like I said, I've already got stills of you and stuff, and I don't know why you're standing by this bush that you started talking about cyanide, as if any of us know why they planted those there, or what's going on, or that we have any responsibility.
Those plants produce cyanide?
You just said that. Yeah. That's what I just repeated here.
Right.
On the video. So why you're even bringing that up when none of us have anything to do with the planting of that? That would be taking it to the postmaster and the people that own this property, and that's a whole other issue.
I think it's crazy.
Well, that's a whole other issue, and it's deflecting from the fact that you're standing here on the corner of Webster and College in the 94705 zip code in Berkeley, California, doing this whole Obama is a puppet and Obama is a Nazi. Are you trying to put your clipboard down all of a sudden to block this? Is that what you're doing? That's great. I got you just like that, too.
What are you hoping to accomplish?
What are you hoping to accomplish?
I asked you first.
What are we, in kindergarten?
You're acting like it, so I can too.
You're out here in public. I'm filming a public demonstration of our constitutional rights to be out doing this. So I don't know what you're hiding from or why you're putting a clipboard up, because you are doing your constitutional right.
Are you just another agent of Bill Gates?
An agent of Bill Gates. Well, actually, I'm not into Microsoft. I'm a Mac person myself.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. You got something against Apple now? You're going to talk about
Facebook was bought up by Bill Gates.
So?
Where lost souls go.
Lost souls go to Microsoft and Bill Gates or Facebook?
Yeah. I'm saying that you don't have a soul.
Oh, I don't have a soul because I'm on Facebook?
Yes.
Really? Tell me what the science is behind that. I'm really curious.
Sure.
If there's a science to be had behind soul.
Sure. If you're a Jew, then look into Mendelssohn.
If I'm a Jew, look into Mendelssohn.
Yes.
And what am I going to find? What am I going to find?
Proof for the immortality of the human soul.
And how is that connected to this?
Obama doesn't have a soul.
Obama doesn't have a soul. And why is that?
Compromised it.
And how did he do that?
No, he decided that he wasn't going to fight for truth. He wasn't going to fight on behalf of humanity.
Really?
Yeah.
And why?
A lot of people.
How was it demonstrated? How did that present itself to you in your eyes?
In my eyes? That's not an opinion.
It is an opinion. There's no such thing as just fact. If I were to tell you some series of things, they would be my opinions. They could be based on some facts. But you don't talk about soul and lack of soul or whatever. You've got now this idea that Obama has sold out his soul, so how did he do that? That's what I'm asking.
I told you. He compromised.
In what way?
He compromised. He made a deal with Satan.
He made a deal with Satan?
Yeah. Haven't you seen movies?
What if I were to tell you I don't believe in Satan?
Well, then you'd be a fool.
Just a fool. Okay. So there's nothing wrong in being a fool. I'm a fool. So I don't believe in Satan, so that means that I cannot believe in your concept.
That's exactly what somebody would say who doesn't have a soul.
Okay, so I'm soulless as well because I go on Facebook. Facebook was bought out by Bill Gates.
Yep.
Obama has no soul.
Yep.
Obama sold out his soul because he...
Sold out.
Because he... Can you...
Sold out.
And how did he sell out?
He's soulless.
Because he did what?
He doesn't even have souls in his...
Can I get an answer? He's soulless because why? Why did he sell out?
He doesn't even like soul. Soul music.
Oh, really? You know that? You know what's on his iPod?
Yeah, he likes listening to Lil Wayne and stuff like that.
There is no.
Oh, and I suppose Lil Wayne has no soul either.
Nope, he doesn't.
So who has a soul to you? Since you seem to be an expert on who has, I guess, immortality rights or something.
Nike has souls.
They got souls in their shoes, that's for sure.
So you can't answer the question, so you have to go facetious and make jokes about stuff? No, I don't think so. I think you're very passionate about this, so I'm asking you seriously. So who has a soul?
Frederick Douglass is one example of somebody who has a soul.
Who else?
Plato?
Do you get anybody who's alive today that you can say has a soul?
Sure. I have a soul.
You do, besides you and your and that narcissism that you just said yourself. I'm assuming that you think your partner here has a soul because you guys believe similarly about this campaign.
Yeah, we're of like mind.
Oh, but you didn't say she has a soul. That's really interesting. Yeah. Okay, well, who else does that's living? I'm not talking Plato. I'm not talking Frederick Douglass.
They are alive.
Okay, who else? Now that you told me two people who everybody in the world knows, kind of like Elvis Presley, is actually dead, who is alive and walking the world that has a soul to you in your eyes?
Elvis Presley is dead, but Frederick Douglass isn't.
Okay. Well, maybe we're not talking about the same Frederick Douglass. So who is alive here in 2011 that in your mind has a soul?
I think you're missing the point.
I think you're not answering my question. You've already told me people don't have, there's a whole bunch of people that don't have souls. So I'm like, well, who has a soul?
Frederick Douglass.
And who else?
Once you understand that point, then maybe I'll...
Oh, so you've named two people who you think have souls, plus your person here who's in cahoots with you on this. So it sounds like you only think there are like 4 people that have souls.
No, there are many, but you just don't get it.
Oh. You must be part of a special class that just understands something that a lot of people don't understand.
No.
Well, then why don't you want to say who else would have a soul in your eyes?
Because I want you to understand what I'm saying.
How are you going to get me to understand what you're saying instead of just having a disagreement with me?
I don't just want to have a disagreement.
You want me to believe like you.
I just want you to believe what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I think that you can figure it out.
You're doing a whole circular evasion of the question. My simple question was, yeah, you just said that Obama has no soul. All these people have no souls. I have no souls. People that are on Facebook have no souls.
That's true.
So I ask you, who do you think has souls? And you say Frederick Douglass.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I buy that. I understand that. Who else has a soul? That's all I'm asking you. It's kind of simple. I mean, did you think you're going to bring up John Kennedy have a soul? He does. Okay, or he did. Or do you think that Nancy Pelosi has a soul?
Yeah.
It's questionable?
It's questionable.
Really? What would make it questionable? That's what I'm saying. There's got to be these guidelines that you have about what means that somebody has a soul or not.
Well, today it's the fight around Glass-Steagall.
Glass-Steagall.
Yeah.
You want to tell me what that real economy is, that's this Glass-Steagall that you're promoting?
Glass-Steagall?
Yeah.
Yeah, people know about it. What Franklin Roosevelt did in 1933. It separated commercial from investment banking. That was the cornerstone of Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal policy. And today, it's important because if we don't rid ourselves of quadrillions of dollars of speculative, toxic mortgage-backed securities and derivatives that are weighing down the world's economy, then we're on the verge of a hyperinflationary blowout of the entire system. And what I mean is quite literally what happened to Germany in 1923, except now on a global scale.
That's why the connection to Obama and this whole Nazi thing?
Yeah, because if you consider the process that led into Hitler and who was behind that, what caused the Weimar Germany collapse, then you see it's the same thing that's happening today in principle.
And what do you think about What do you think about Reaganomics as something that's more modern than taking it all the way back to Germany, where people say we need to roll back Reaganomics? That is an argument that has helped bring us to this brink that we are.
What do I think about Reaganomics?
Yeah, Reaganomics. I mean, why go to this Glass-Steagall and this idea, again, of Obama as Nazi and going to Germany? Why even go back that far? Why not talk about Reaganomics and something that more people are going to latch onto that's more recent? And it doesn't have the offensive nature of this.
We're in a crisis today of such a magnitude that if we don't change how people think, not just what they think, not induce them to believe what we want them to believe, the way behaviorists do, like Obama, he wants to induce the population to believe what he wants to believe.
So the whole thing rests on...
So what we're saying is that we want you to change how you think.
About what?
Everything.
About everything?
Yes.
Not just economics?
Not just economics.
So this is as a religious component?
It has a theological component, yeah.
Very offensive.
Most of the beliefs that people have are religious beliefs.
Actually, you're talking to an atheist, so I have no...
religious belief.
I have a belief that there's nothing that is higher or omnipotent that's controlling what's going on. So it's not a religion, and it's not a belief in any religion.
It is.
Well, then you don't understand atheism.
Yes, I do.
Really? What's atheism to you? It's getting better by the minute.
Said. I can use your own words.
And what are they again? Which part of what I said?
You can restate it. I heard what you said. I don't have to restate it. But it's exactly what you said. That's what atheism is. And yes, it is a religious belief. Because it's an assumption about the universe that you live in.
Okay, what is it?
It's an assumption that you take as self-evident, that's unquestionable. And that's what I mean by a religious belief, is that it's something that you don't question, but you accept as something as being self-evident.
No, that's not what atheism is. Well, you obviously have no concept of atheism, because atheism is all about a questioning.
Really?
Yeah. It's a questioning whether or not there's any omnipotent being that's guiding our whole lives and steering everything that we do. It's just a question that's out there. And it's a belief that, for me personally, and any atheist I know, we don't believe that there is something that's out there. And we're not a religious group. There's no continuity about that. So how do you say that that's a religion?
Naively, it's still interpreting the universe.
But it's a belief system.
From a naive standpoint, it's a belief in sincerity.
It's a belief in what?
Sincerity. You believe in the five senses. So that's not really how you understand truth, or whether or not...
But that's interesting. You didn't ask me what I believe in, but now you're telling me what I believe in. But you're not an atheist, so you can't possibly know what it is that's going on in my head or other atheists' heads.
Yeah.
It's not possible. Just like if you told me you were a Christian or a Muslim, and I'm not either of those, I wouldn't be telling you what you believe. That's really offensive to do that, because it's yeah, it is. It is.
You need to really think about that seriously.
He's photoshopped it. They clearly photoshopped it. It's a whole LaRouche campaign.
Do you believe that knowledge is just...
This is getting better.
I believe if you have any knowledge, you would not have that fucking photo out there.
Do you believe that knowledge is just what you experience?
You're in the wrong place, buddy.
So knowledge is what you experience. Okay.
No, I asked you, do you believe that knowledge is what you experience?
I think knowledge is only made up of a part of what we experience, because there are other people that have other experiences. They share it in books. They share it through film. They share it through art. They share it through you meeting them in other countries and whatever. It doesn't make something necessarily true. It only adds to the whole database of things that we process. I filter everything, just like this interaction. I'm filtering it.
Right.
It adds to my base of knowledge, but mostly about you as a person and this, because I've seen this in other places.
But how do you distinguish between what's true and what's just an opinion?
Because I think there are very few absolute truths. So I'm not hooked on what's absolutely true. And I wouldn't say that the things that I believe in, for me, are true for other people.
What about principles of civic life?
You want to give me an example?
Sure. Gravitation.
What about it?
That's just somebody's opinion, or that's true?
That's a scientific fact that can be proven. Yeah, I'm not a scientist. I wouldn't know how to prove that.
Yeah, sure. I'm not assuming that you are a scientist. I just assumed that because it's known in the culture, it's a reference point that we can work with.